Well, since we're live streaming, I'm going to say welcome to Netflix.com. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who'll go to the White House and who'll stay in the doghouse. You're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first, and they put you last. Because you're a chump.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's who we love and that's who we serve.
Is running out? Hi, everybody. This is Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it. Okay, thank you very much.
I just hit the record button, and so the people didn't get all that other stuff. Oh, I need to stop you. Oh, all right. I thought I needed to stop you. Okay. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
I saw Ashton. She jumped in there, and then she jumped out.
She probably had to take care of something or other, or
Yes.
who knows.
well.
Welcome
Anyway,
back. States,
hey.
Johnnie J. I'm Alan C. And we do this kind of thing every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 9 to 9:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Our sponsors really need to get a shout out. Let's talk about Richard Damiano. He's at Littleton Eye Clinic, and we love vision, even though we're blind. We do recognize the power and the need to be able to see. So check out Richard Damiano at the Littleton Eye Clinic. Also, Wells Fargo Foundation. Shout out to those folks, and the Denver Foundation. And I'm missing one other. Oh, Christian Brothers Moving Company. Is it?
Yep. And we got Wells Fargo. We did that one. And then it was another one. I can't remember the name, but it's a red line. That's where we picked up the check yesterday, and thank them very much. So hey, a lot of good things are happening. So it helped us pay for our bills for the next month here. No, I'm sorry, for the next 3 months. Next 3 months, yeah.
Well, that's a good thing, especially with prices going through the roof and everything else. Looks like the Federal Reserve will be meeting fairly shortly in Wyoming, I think it is. So they'll be talking about some different policy things. It's a closed door 2-day meeting. So perhaps we'll have a little bit more on that later.
Wow. Okay. So that's going on in Wyoming, huh? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I was also share the show, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Because we have quite a few visitors looking at some of these videos. So if please subscribe, share, so you can get a bell. Check the bell there for all notifications, so you can get notified when we come on. And if there's a topic you want, info@innovationfm.com. info@innovationfm.com. And Alan, today is the day I'm going to send out 50,000 emails in District 5 for my HD District 5, which I'm running for today. And man, it was, it's kind of weird. Okay, I was supposed to send them out last week, but then maybe it was a good thing I didn't, because this lady named Brenda, June the 9th, we sat down and she said, she's gonna help with my campaign and all that good stuff. And I've been waiting and waiting, 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 and waiting, and waiting, and waiting. And then she just jumped on it, and then she wrote up this great campaign thing, which I think you're gonna get it today at noon. You'll see what it looks like.
Okay.
And so, because I hired these guys to, do this stuff. And then I said, I wrote up something, and then she wrote up something that was so on point. I said, forget what I wrote. You are a gifted writer. So of course I'll be at the meeting tomorrow with Democrats. I am water fasting, so I'm taking it one day at a time. And so this is day 2. Man, I ate I didn't eat that much junk, but I ate enough. And I broke the cardinal rule for plant-based people. My son-in-law says this is great place brewery downtown Estonia, and he says, I want you to. They have the best ribs ever. And I said, oh yeah, I know best ribs because I live in America. So I said, let's see. And so I said, okay. I said, don't tell anybody. So I had this, I guess it was like coleslaw, and then it was a spicy Chinese cabbage thing.
Nom, dude. Oh boy.
yeah. And so I said, okay, I got the cabbage, I got the coleslaw, I got the sweet pickles, and I started going with that, and then halfway through, and well, these steaks were these ribs were kind of dry, and so it took a lot of chewing time. But I still America holds the and they said they were smoked, and I said, well, maybe they were smoked too long. But
it's a difficult thing to get a meat smoked correctly to where it's not dry. Yet it's it's definitely an art.
Yeah. So I am detoxing after that. And believe me, my wife got mad at me because she said, did you set up a quiet one? So I was quietly dropping bombs.
Nothing like a few air biscuits.
So
hey, we got a full topics list today. We're going to talk about the work ethic, how it might have changed over the years. Are you now a quiet, quitting, minimal productive employee? I mean, wow.
Yeah, and then we're going to also talk about this. I guess Biden wants to force us taxpayers to forgive $10,000 worth of loans for people that earn under $125,000 a year. But the Black Caucus, oh man, they're mad because they say, hey, we delivered the black vote. You should do $50,000.
That's interesting. So that quote that you played from Malcolm, definitely something valid, hey?
Yeah, so Malcolm X back when he says if you are black and you vote for a Democrat, you're a chump. Now, probably that word is not used later. I guess a fool. What I don't even know what the word would be for Nick, for like stupid or crazy today. What that word would be. And if Ashton comes back in, maybe she could tell us what the latest word is for. You're not that smart. If you vote for Democrats.
It's also a word used to describe an individual that has been played. So you can be a very smart individual and still be a chump. I've found myself in that position many times.
Oh man. So he's gonna force us, because he was talking about that during the while he was running, that if he's elected, or maybe a bunch of them, maybe they all raised their hand and saying, because there was a time they said, if you will do this, everybody raise your hand if you do this. And I think that question was asked of all of them, saying, would you delete the loans? And my partner, Wayne, and I commend him, man. It's like he went to, he was going for music, and then he switched his, whatever that thing is, award to He wanted to do Black studies. He's never used it. But he not only bought 4 houses in the time that I know him, because he was renting one in California, then he moved to Colorado, bought a house, then graduated to a bigger house, then graduated to a bigger house in Aurora, then graduated to a freshly built house in Aurora, and paid off his student loans. And he worked 2 jobs. And my friend, he was the co-founder of Intervision, so he's totally blind, worked 2 jobs, paid off all of his loans.
I tell you, I got to hand it to him, because somewhere between 60 and 90% of the blind community in the nation of the United States happens to be unemployed. And so for a blind person to find 1 job, that's awesome. For them to actually work 2 jobs.
What it was, working for Pizza Hut, taking orders. So he just did, like, one could only give him 20 hours. So he did the split time. So he did one over here, and then he went to another one and did split the hours over at another one.
Oh, okay.
So that's how he was able to.
Even still, I mean, those jobs that Wayne worked are being shifted to automation these days. And so a lot of the jobs that the blind community would be pigeonholed into 20 years ago just don't exist as much anymore. And the thinking, unless I'm incorrect, from employers is, wow, you're blind, you're amazing. Wait, you want to work for us? Well, let's see if we can make that happen. And then when they find out that they have to actually put some of the upfront cost, if not all of the upfront cost for the special adaptations, the position magically gets filled. And that's just the way it is.
Or they take so long to the vocational rehab takes so long to authorize some of their equipment, that for some employments, I mean, it really puts a pressure on them, because they have to really be committed. Or they might say, well, it's taking so long and we really need to fill this position now, and not a month or 2 months from now. So it's almost a catch-22 with vocational rehab.
It's just interesting, folks, because this does tie into that first topic that I mentioned. Are you a quiet, minimal productive employee that's getting ready to quit? Or do you, when you show up to work, do you show up to work? Hey, I'm done with my task, boss. Can you give me another one? What are your thoughts on that? Leave them down in the comments. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. That's super important. It helps out the other algorithms to do this. But what do you guys think? I mean,
well, I was just thinking, like, if you're in a team, like, say, like in a team of like 4 or 5, and like I said, like, okay, Brenda, I'm going to relate it to, I mean, she's on the team. She says, at first she said she's going to help me find volunteers, but that didn't happen. But then she said that she writes this newsletter, and I looked at it, and it's to invite everybody to the monthly meeting of Republicans in District 5. And I said, this lady can write. I mean, just kicking butt. But I didn't think that she could write that well. So at first I thought, she's slacking. She may be slacking a little bit. She's not, she's not helping me find the volunteers. But when it came down to doing something that she was really good at, she jumped in there and she really did it well. And then Peter, he was on the team. He's on the team. So he found some pictures and gave those to the guy. Then the guy that was supposed to actually put everything together, he lost my emails that I was sending back and forth. And maybe that was a good thing, because maybe God was saying, no, Johnny, I want Brenda to write this, not you. So I can't see that as a minus, because he just kept losing the script that I sent him. And then when he finally got it, she looked at it, she says, you're not going to send that out. And then she it was late at night, and she typed it up. And she said she was tired, but she typed it up. And I said, if you do this kind of work when you're tired, man, what kind of work do you do when you're wide awake?
No kidding.
Man, so
that's really awesome. I got to say that there are times where I might feel like I could do more to help out with a lot of things. The latest project, obviously, being this particular station and what we do here. But of course, with some of the other stuff that I do with, trying to hold our federal government accountable for what's going on, I could definitely be doing a lot more. There are times where there are distractions that get in there and whatever.
Oh yeah.
But the main thing is to remain focused, do one thing. And if you can multitask, which is apparently been proven to be a little bit hard, at least scientifically, to multitask, just focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah. You know what employers are doing? And
Yes.
I have direct experience with this. They're buying this piece of equipment that can tell how much your mouse is moving, how much are you typing on your keyboard, so they can know if you're just chilling on their dime. And
Yeah, there's a lot of advanced tracking integration goes into it, artificial intelligence tracking, things that will track production and see exactly what type of employee you are. That's good and bad, I suppose. Good because you can have a way to improve, but bad because we are not only moving over to a Big Brother type society where everything's monitored, but bad because we are steadily turning things over to the machine every day, more and more.
Yeah, and this was 2006. I was working for Marilyn Hickey Ministry, which is a big ministry here, and I don't know if she's still alive. I know her husband died like in 2012.
Very much.
But her daughter is now, taking over a lot of the parts and stuff like that. And they have their short haircuts, but that's besides the point. But I was working in the call center, and you're supposed to do get the call, get their information first, then ask them for their prayer request, then get them off the phone. And you're supposed to do all this in like 7 minutes.
Right.
Well, sometimes I would get lulled into sleep because this person would be telling me their problems and it's like so sad and all that kind of stuff. And then when we came for the reviews, you said, Johnny, on this date, on this time, you stayed on the phone 14 minutes with this caller. And I said, how do you know that? Is that because the computer gives a printout on each person on what they do and men, and the computer, as far as they were concerned, if the computer doesn't lie, and I pretty much said, well, yeah, but I didn't know it was like exactly 14 minutes. So yeah, the employers are doing this home. They say, okay, you want to work at home? I'm going to make sure I can track make sure you're doing the work at home.
Absolutely.
So, and sometimes, a person say, okay, I'll give you, it's an 8-hour job. I'll give you 5 hours, get the job done, but I'm going to go switch over to my stuff because I want to, what does that call it? Entrepreneur, do side jobs.
Right.
And get paid by on your dime. So there's a lot of ways, I guess, people who are quiet quitting personalities can do this. And we want to definitely hear it. Leave in the comment line your comments, because I'm kind of curious. Are you any millenniums out there that are this kind, or even if you're not a millennium, if you're in another age range, it was the time that you found yourself in that thing where you were in a job that you didn't too much like, but you knew you had to keep it to pay the rent, and you were looking around, but you kept that job, even though it wasn't the job that you knew that, like dishwashing. I knew I wasn't going to be a dishwasher for the rest of my life, but it helped pay to go to California and help pay to do stuff. And so I remember another story. This guy named Ron, he was my boss, and he was a ladies' man. He was a Jewish guy, and we wore this black shirt with the sleeves rolled up, white pants, and sunglasses, and his hair combed back. And he knew he was looking good. Right? And I remember I would come in sometimes to dishwash. I would come in late or whatever, then eventually he says, Johnny, you're not taking this job seriously. And I said, well, I sort of am, but this is, I think I was like 17 or 18, whatever. And he says, he runs his hands through his hair, to slick it back. He says, well, Johnny, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to let you go. And I wasn't really too sad about it. You're 17. It's like, I'll just get another job.
Right.
And, but that was so I could name my points. Like when I was definitely like slacking on a job that I didn't see this as my future, but people tell me, dishwasher, you can make up to $40. And this is back when you're making like $2.10 an hour. And I said, you could make up to $40 an hour as a dishwasher. And I said, like, how long does it take to get that kind of, and like most young people, you're impatient. You want to make that $40 an hour tomorrow, today, if possible. But no, I didn't stick with dishwashing, and I just didn't see that as my long-term vocation. But it was a good start.
It's interesting because the reason for this particular topic is what's going on down at Twitter and Facebook and things like this. Mark Zuckerberg is really looking to kind of trim the fat a little bit and try to shore up his company, which, he wants to go ahead and take some of the non-producers and give them the opportunity to find other employment elsewhere. And, similar stuff with Twitter. Now, what is interesting about this is yesterday, some glitches happened with Facebook, apparently, that allowed for certain individuals' celebrity profiles to be viewed by just regular folks, or just random things going into people's news feeds that were not normally visible. That's fine, well and good. Sometimes maybe some information, might get shifted around and shown to folks that perhaps, maybe that shouldn't have happened. But when you take a platform, Facebook or some of these other social media platforms, and decide to what do you want to say? Add cookies, which allow for advanced tracking, integrated software to go ahead and track your website traffic, track your credit card purchases, this kind of thing. There can't be any mistakes. And these platforms, God love them, have been making quite a few mistakes with our data over the years. Do we want to continue along the same frame where, you've got minimal workers, quiet, quitting, barely doing the job necessary?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Lababo, did you want something to add to the topic? I see that you join us. Either the topic about the quiet quitting people, or the Biden wants to forgive $10,000 worth of loans. Did you have anything to say about one or both of those topics? No, I think you're still muted, or did he leave the meeting? Oh, well.
Looks like he's still here. But this is interesting because, if and it does fall back in line with those $10,000 forgivenesses to the loans, which have.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
Hey there.
I'm here. Hey,
All
yeah, it's just that I had a problem with my phone, but I had to quickly fix it.
Okay.
So just that I just got this topic just now because I just I was just busy. So I was just busy with something just now.
Right.
So I just So I don't know much about the topic. So I was just listening in now.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
welcome,
Mr.
Chavez. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Oh, definitely. Yes. So what's happening in your life? Is it all good? What's going on? You studying hard?
No. Well, What I can say is everything is good. It's just that like today I was just relaxing because I didn't have any classes today, so I was just just hanging
That's a
out.
good thing. It's like we could get a chance and do some me time.
Yeah, because like every time, every day when I'm tired, I have to do this, I have to do that, so
Hmm.
because obviously I be on radio as well, like this weekend and all that. But sometimes I tend to not uh do the things that I have to.
Yeah. It happens because you think like, oh, I can. I would say like my wife says, "Can we do that tomorrow?" I said, "Okay," and I said, "Always put off tomorrow what you could do today." And I said, "I don't want to do that tomorrow." But it's yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I do have that feeling though sometimes when it happens like that.
Mm, yeah, definitely.
Mm.
And what are you studying there?
Um, Actually, it's not like I'm studying. It's a training. Like I'm
Okay.
doing VR, which is augmented virtual reality.
Wow.
Oh, okay. It sound like it's something like that you're going to join Mark Zuckerberg because he's developing something on Facebook for that altered reality. There was one I saw that this woman was involved with this game, and this guy started abusing her, and she kept saying, stop it," and people kept on saying, "Turn off your computer." But it's like if a guy's abusing you in a video, just turn it off, or get out of the game. You don't have to take that.
Yeah,
But 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 that virtual reality, that's going to be pretty interesting. Well, when they implement that.
It's
yeah,
interesting because augmented visual reality, or what used to be termed as virtual reality, is going to be a really big thing, especially with some of the brain chip technology which is being worked on. I can eventually see a lot of folks who are visually impaired or blind uh, getting into this kind of thing so that they are able to see and able to navigate and do certain things that might be important to them to get done in their lives. It's not for
Yeah.
me. Not for me. I'm old
I-
school. So no brain chips, no augmented visual reality for me. That's awesome.
yeah, definitely.
Oh my God.
Hey, well, we're about done with the show. We're gonna remind people, subscribe to the show, donate, PayPal.me/Innovision Denver. That's PayPal .me/Innovision Denver, and subscribe, share the show, and put a like down there, your comments as well. And well, I guess we're almost done. Hey, thank everybody for joining us, and we'll see you uh, next week. And we just really appreciate everybody for joining us for this show.
That's right. God bless everybody.
All right.